Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this tank is infested with Neocaridina shrimp. They are all over the place. Just hordes of them. So this is my 3.5 gallon Neocaridina shrimp tank. And yeah, it is infested with Neocaridina shrimp. But you know, when you say infested, that word has negative connotations, but this is how I would want this tank to be. I'm excited about it. I'm glad that the population has just exploded. I'd say there's well over 100 in here now, and it's been approaching a year since I set up this tank. I started with 8 adults, and now there's so many. Most of them are red. There's a blue one right here. You know, there are some that are colorless, like that one. They're just kind of translucent, more wild looking, I guess. There's another blue one right in here. And right there. So of the 8 I started with, if I remember, I had 5 red, 2 blue, and 1 black. And from those, you know, the vast majority are red, as you can see. But there are none. Don't really see any brown ones in here. I mean, there's some, you know, colorless ones like that. But mostly all red, a few blues, and some, you know, translucent like these. Here's a couple right there and there. But none that are really brown, because yeah, there's a bunch of like, I mean, I guess they're kind of brown, but they're more like translucent than brown, I would say. But supposedly, if you mix colors, the offspring come out brown. Maybe this is what they refer to as brown, but there's not that much of variety of different colors in here. You know, all these reds, some of those clear, colorless ones, a few blues, but what's kind of weird about that is I moved some of these from this tank to my 30-gallon planted live bear community tank, and I'm gonna make another video of that coming up. But when I watch that tank, my 30-gallon, you know, I moved some of these. They were like juveniles at the time. I don't even know how many there were. But like, I just put some of this Ricciafluitans in the top, and like can kind of see there's some hanging out in there, grazing up there. When I did that, when I moved some to my other tank, I just put in a little clump of this and scooped it up, and whatever happened to be in it is what I brought over to my 30-gallon tank. And it was mostly juveniles. I didn't see any like large adults, and I thought there was only maybe 6 or so. But when I watch my 30-gallon tank, I keep seeing more shrimp. And the weird thing about that is they are shrimp that came from this 3.5-gallon tank, but they're different colors. Nothing like greens or yellows or anything like that, but there's a few dark blue ones, one that's like almost blackish that I've seen, that it's like a really dark blue. Some brown ones. I have a brown one that has like a white skunk stripe on it. Some crazy wild looking shrimp, but it's like the diversity of the variety of it in like a smaller sample in my 30-gallon tank is just, the variety is more so just, you would think this is where they came from, so you would think there'd be more in here. But yeah. And so I have a subwasser tang in here that's really like spreading. When I first set up this tank, got a little tiny clump of it, and now it's just spread all over. It's kind of a unique plant. When I look at it, what comes to mind is, like, I think of gillyweed. Like, there's one of the Harry Potter books or movies, there was where Harry Potter puts gillyweed in his mouth so he can breathe underwater. This is what I imagine it would be to look like. So in my mind, I associate gillyweed with, or subwasser tang with gillyweed. The plants in here look really good. One thing about this tank, it's just a little kit with a little LED light, but I don't get algae in this tank with this light. I mean, there is diatom algae, which I don't mind, so that just gets on the glass, but there's no hair algae, no blackbeard algae, no green spot algae. Like these bacopa stems are just nice and clean and clear, nice color, no algae. Looks good. And now this Java moss is starting to spread a little bit. I never put any Java moss in here, not deliberately. There might have somehow a strand or two got in here, but now it is starting to spread. But yeah. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to show some of the shrimp in my 30-gallon tank, and I'm going to move some more of these into some other tanks. I was thinking of adding another batch of these to my 30-gallon, but I think I'm going to just leave what's in there, just see if we can spread the population with those, because I haven't seen any shrimplets in it yet, and I haven't even seen a buried shrimp, but I did notice one that was saddled, so I think that's the first step before they reproduce. So yeah. But alright. Well, that's it for now. And I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies, and I enjoy shrimp. Thanks for watching.